Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Coolidge Performing Arts Center. Thank you for braving the wind to attend our symphony performance tonight. We know we're having some fun with the weather. And at this time, we ask that you silence your cell phones, of course, after you like us on Facebook. If you're interested in becoming part of our email list, we do have email sign-ups that you can get email of upcoming events. We do have our summer movie program starting June 10th in here, Wednesdays at 10 a.m. for the summer. If you're familiar with the Harkins, we do something very similar here. At this time, we are pleased to announce the Florence Guitar Band under the direction of Hermeline Wick.
I'm going to say a few words about the guitar band. I'm going to introduce the members. There it is. Okay, good. Anyway, so Herm wanted me to say a few things about the show. And the first tune is going to be Fiordalise, which by Beethoven. But the second is a Minuet in G by Sebastian Bach. Now, we've learned that there is some discussion about whether or not Bach wrote Minuet in G. There's another gentleman, and his name is Christian Zetzel. And he might have written that. Bach's second wife, Anna Magdalena Bach, was an accomplished singer, and they found in her book in 1725 a copy of that by this composer. So that is a possibility. Also, they're going to play this a higher pitch on the guitar, so it's going to hopefully, and listen for it, it might sound like a harpsichord. So it's going to be a little higher. The second is the Sevillanas, which is 4 movements and was written by Juan Serrano, who was a flamenco guitarist from Cordoba, Spain. He made his professional debut at the age of 13, and he was only of 2 guitarists that ever won the Potro de Oro. The 4 Sevillanas that they will play was written in 1979, and they come in a grouping of 4. So she's asking that when they play the 4 movements, that you hold your applause to the last one. Anyway, Serrano has lived in the United States since 1961. Anyway, enjoy the music. You're going to have a wonderful evening of music besides the guitar band, the strings of the Sonoran, and the symphony. Welcome. Thank you for coming. Bye. Thank you.
We have another round of applause for the Florence Guitar Band. Our next group that we are proud to present is Strings of the Sonoran under the direction of Miss Kim Calderon.
Technical difficulties. Good evening. We're glad you're all here this evening. This is Strings of the Sonoran. We are a group out of Casa Grande. We cover all the different locations in Pinal County. We have members from Apache Junction. We have some from Coolidge. We have some from Casa Grande, obviously. We also, I want to say we have some others from different places too, but Florence, thank you. From Florence, okay. But we are a string ensemble. We are a group of individuals that have an avenue for anybody who wants to play a stringed instrument to come and be able to play with us. We're always looking for guitar players. We could always use a lot more guitar players. But mostly what we have is violin, viola, cello, and bass. So if any of you are interested in learning that instrument or have learned it in the past and would like to relive your younger years of playing, by all means, contact us and we'd like to get you up and running so that you can participate in our group. We will play a number of songs for you this evening, and we hope you enjoy it prior to the Central Arizona Symphony concert. Thank you. Our first song will be called Moon River. stage. Yes, we stroll. Some of the kids not so happy about the idea that they have to stroll, but they do a beautiful job strolling. And it is an eye catcher, and it is something different than any other group does. So I try to encourage that. I want them to learn not only by reading music, but also by playing music with a tune in their head, so that they can go about and get closer to their audience and be able to share their music with everyone else. So our next tune we will play is Edelweiss. Always forget my chair. I don't know. Okay, so the next beautiful song we will play for you is called Autumn Leaves. Sorry. to the strings of the Sonoran, I would like to invite out Miss Renelle Dietrich. Watch for her. Don't blink. She should be coming out any minute now. Here she comes. Here she comes. Come on. Our cello player also plays guitar for some of our pieces, so she's going to quickly go get her guitar. We'll give you a little information about Renelle. Renelle is how old?
6.
Say it in the mic.
6.
And how long have you been playing violin? Do you know?
2 years.
All right. And actually, we have her sister, who is in the orchestra. We have Madison. And Madison actually has been teaching her younger sisters how to play a stringed instrument. So we can actually be very thankful that we have Madison, who can help bring up the younger kids to get them ready to come into Strings of the Sonoran. So what we're going to do is we added fiddle to our repertoire. We played a lot of different music, a lot of different standards, old-fashioned tunes, toe tappers, things that we know from the past that we absolutely love. And so we started in with the fiddle tunes, and this is exactly where this one wants to be. She absolutely loves the fiddle tunes. So we're going to play 3 tunes for you. The first tune is going to be
Going to Boston.
Going to Boston. All right. And the second tune we're going to play is
St. David's.
St. David's Waltz. And the third tune we're going to play is
The Butterfly.
what is it?
Bernard the Butterfly.
Bernard the Butterfly. So without further ado, Miss Renelle. Can you play an A for me, please? I just want to make sure she's in tune. for Miss Rennell. Okay, we're on to you. Be careful. Okay, thank you. This is truly the sole purpose of Strings of the Sonoran, to bring music and opportunities to our students, our youth. As you know, we haven't had string programs in the school districts in the past, and Strings of the Sonoran started out trying to play just to play and have fun, and then we actually made a little money at it, and we thought, well, what are we going to do with this money? And we thought, let's put it towards the kids. So we've been able to go into the school districts, actually in Casa Grande, and we've been able to teach students after school. And we've started out with 250, and by the time the school ends, we get about 50 that have really stuck with it. So we're hoping that every single year it's going to get better and better, and pretty soon we'll be able to have a youth symphony instead of just one adult symphony. We'd like to have a youth symphony. We are a multi-generational organization. We do take donations. We never ask for money or a specific rate. We just say, if you feel the need to want to help us, help these kids, then by all means, send us a quarter, send us something, whatever's in your pocket. We're willing to take anything that people are willing to offer to us. We will be ending this evening with two pieces. If you've been at a concert before, you've heard this one from us, but we love to play it, so we're going to play our last sitting down song, and then we'll have one more strolling song. The next song we play is Phantom of the Opera, and then after that one, we will play Spanish Eyes. And we thank you very much for being here today and supporting string programs in the community, and also for supporting our brand new Central Arizona Symphony. Thank you very much. Now if you'll just give us a few minutes to set ourselves back up into the orchestra, and we'll get moving on with our concert.
Another round for Strings of the Sonoran. And I want to make sure we recognize Ms. Kim Calderon for the work she does in the community. I have actually worked with her off and on over the last 5-6 years. And I got to say, my daughter is actually one who's benefiting from the after-school program that she works with in the Casa Grande. So we do appreciate all the work you do for the community, Kim. And we do look forward to working with you in future engagements with Strings of the Sonoran as with the Central Arizona Symphony. Now, if anybody had told me a year ago we'd have a symphony in here, a full symphony, let alone one this large, I would have laughed. Let alone one this large and that it is this good. It has been amazing to see the growth of this group. This is a new symphony, and it has been an absolute privilege to work with this group. They rehearse in here weekly. It is amazing to say that at the Coolidge Performing Arts Center, we do have a resident symphony. This group is is also multi-generational. We have students and adults from all over Pinal County. We've got a few coming in, I believe, from the Valley as well, too, to work with this group. So it is an absolute privilege to be working with them. At this time, too, if you'd like to sign up for events, we're going to be releasing our season for the Performing Arts Center as well as our Central Arizona Symphony season very, very shortly. You can always get updates by visiting CoolidgePerformingArtsCenter.org, liking us on Facebook, or if you'd like to sign up for event emails, you can visit our website or sign up in the lobby. So we're going to give them another minute to get set up. Now, I believe in our first concert in August, we had, I think, 22 people playing on stage. I'm not sure what our numbers are now, but I think we're well up over 40 or 50. New people show up every week. It's amazing. I'd also like to take a moment, if you notice some of these other people helping them set up on stage, I'd like to thank Mr. Sam Honey here, who's working on sound. He handles all of our microphone mixing. He's actually a resident of the Performing Arts Center as well. I'd also like to thank the Coolidge High School stage production students who actually work all of our concerts as well. They work in conjunction with myself and Sam. They handle stage setup, takedown, lights, basic auditorium maintenance, and we really could not function without this group. So let's give these kids a round of applause. And now I'd like to present the Central Arizona Symphony under the direction of Miss Laurel Wilson.
Thank you for coming out tonight. Our first selection tonight was a couple pieces from Peer Gynt. Peer Gynt was actually written as music for a play. And the first section, Morning, depicted the sun coming up over the Moroccan desert. And the second section was slightly different, was Peer Gynt bumps his head and dreams that he's going in to the mountain to meet the Troll King. So that was Peer Gynt. Our next selection for you tonight is Barber of Seville, a famous opera by Mr. Rossini. And Figaro is the barber, and he helps two lovers to find their way to be together. Mr. Rossini, who wrote this opera, was the type who would get very obsessed with an idea, and he would start to just write and write until it was done. And he claims to have written The Barber of Seville in about 12 or 13 days. And one of his friends commented on how ironic it was that the entire time he was writing Barber of Seville, not once did Rossini actually shave. So this is Barber of Seville. If any of you fell asleep, you may have seen Bugs Bunny in there somewhere. Our next piece is by Mr. Brahms. He actually wrote 21 Hungarian dances, each one based supposedly upon a folk melody. Number 5 being one of his more popular ones, and I'm sorry, I have to look at my notes because I have music in my head. Brahms did not really enjoy being the center of attention, and he frequently said things that would make people think less of him just on purpose. He would stand up at a party and say, "If there's anyone here who I am not offended, I apologize." He was at another party where somebody said, "Let's make a toast to the best composer that there is right now." Or, to the best composer is what the phrase was. I said, here, let's toast to Mozart. So here we have Hungarian dance number 5. If you'll excuse us, we're going to take just a brief intermission, and we'll be right back. On my Walkman. because that's what we did in the 80s. One of my favorites was his Sixth Symphony. And it's unusual because most of them have 4 movements, and this one actually has 5. The last one, and it's all called the Pastoral Symphony, basically depicts people in the countryside after a big storm, and they're coming back out and they're thankful for the storm. It's very interesting that the same time that he was writing the Sixth Symphony, he was also writing a much heavier, more dramatic Fifth Symphony, which is probably his most famous dun 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 dun. So tonight we will do the last movement of Beethoven's Sixth Symphony for you. Our next piece is a bacchanal from a work called Samson and Delilah by a Frenchman named Camille Saint-Saëns. Camille was not very well accepted in his land of France. However, he was very widely acclaimed almost everywhere else. Franz Liszt personally helped him produce the opera of Samson and Delilah, which he could not get done anywhere else because I felt it was inappropriate to do an opera about a biblical story. But Franz Liszt really believed in it and really helped him along. Another person that really helped him out was, and I lost my name, Mr. Rossini. Rossini actually had him come to a party and had a couple musicians play a piece by Saint-Saëns, but let everybody believe that Rossini himself had written it. And when everybody ranted and raved about how wonderful it was, then he revealed who the true composer was. And so he had a lot of friends to help him out. Bacchanal is basically depicting a really crazy party, to put it mildly. So here we have Bacchanal.
Thank you.
Claude Debussy was a fan of painting pictures with music. He found a poem named Girl with Flaxen Hair and decided to set it to music. Flaxen-haired girls very typically signified innocence and playfulness. And so we have this little piece, and you can hear how she walks along. And I have something else. Oh, he originally wrote most of his pieces for piano, but they were so well loved that many of them have been put into different forms for different instruments and orchestra, of course. So here we have Girl with Flaxen Hair. Before we finish our last piece, I do want to thank a couple of people. First of all, I want to thank Mrs. Maestor, who has sat here in the first chair and has done so much to help and support and give suggestions. I'd also like to thank all of the wonderful people here, Corey and Sam and their people who help out. Mr. Jack Malpass, who couldn't be here for tonight, who helps with all the business stuff that I don't understand. And most of all, I would really like to thank Miss Kimmy Calderoni, who sits in the middle because she wants to be wherever she is most helpful. She has really been a lot and very instrumental, no pun intended, on helping us get all of this together, and has really taught me a lot. And she will be taking over the orchestra after tonight. She will be the new conductor, and it's very sad for me, but exciting for them. So I just wanted to give a round of applause to these special people, please. And for our last song, sometimes I break my rule and I play something that doesn't match everything else on the program. And if you've looked at this and you like classical music, You may not recognize it because it was only published about 5 years ago. So it is not by a dead white European man like everything else that's on the program. It is by a very much alive woman of South Korean descent. It does fit the mood of our program tonight. It tells a story. She wrote it for a group up in Massachusetts, so it tells a story of the whaling and the shipping, and so you can kind of maybe hear some piratey sailor type ideas in there. And I think probably it might be one of the favorite of the orchestra themselves, because every time we practice it, they start to cheer. That might be one thing that they like. So anyway, I will leave you now with Warrior Legacy.
Okay. So, of course, we could never, ever let her leave without giving her a little bit of encouragement on her way into her new environment. Laurel did an outstanding job getting this symphony up and running. And she came to me and asked me if I would help out, and I said, you know, I'm so overwhelmed. I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll just give you a couple little tidbits here, and I'll help you out here and there. And then I noticed that our string section was really, really light. And so I presented it to Strings of the Sonoran, and they said, yeah, we'll give it a try. So this has been a partnership. Go ahead and sit down, guys. I'm sorry. This has been a partnership with Laurel leading the way. And I think I can speak for everybody to say that we are very grateful that she took it upon herself to give us this opportunity to perform and to create a brand new symphony in the most unlikely place, such as Coolidge. So we're very happy to be here. We're very happy to continue to be here. We're very thankful that the Performing Arts Center was willing to take us on and allow us to be here. With that being said, there's just a couple little presentations we have. The first one, Hermeline, will you please step up here? Hermeline Wick is the president of the Strings of the Sonoran, so she wants to present something to Laurel through the Central Arizona Symphony.
As people know, it takes a lot of work for the musicians to put in to do a concert of this nature. Hours and hours of work that we put in. And we had an opportunity to do this same concert over at Robeson Ranch last week. And the Central Arizona Symphony was nice enough to make that a fundraiser for the Strings of the Sonoran. And we did quite well. We were really happy with that opportunity. And at this point in time, we'd like to present a check to the Central Arizona Symphony for music, to purchase music. And $500. $500. Yeah.
So the second thing is we refuse to let Laurel forget about us. So we are presenting two items to her. Number one is a plaque. It's actually a picture plaque that is all of us, most of us, and it's been signed so that she'll remember the craziness of the people that she worked with. And so that is for you to display in your home, hopefully not in the bathroom, but you know how it goes. And then last but not least, we have a plaque that says Central Arizona Symphony Orchestra Outstanding Leadership Award, Laurel Wilson, in recognition of excellence as founding leader and conductor.
Now I always know when it's time to practice.
Thank you.
Again, we'd like to thank you for coming out tonight, and we hope you enjoyed tonight's concert. We look forward to seeing you. We were going to be starting up our summer season with the Central Arizona Symphony in June. So if you are interested, please you can contact me, or you can contact Miss Kimmy Calderon. And we hope you have a wonderful evening. Please get home safely, and we'll see you next season.